Wow! Big treasure for such a small state of Rhode Island. Stay tuned. We're going to meet personally wonderful player from state of Rhode Island, CORY PESATURO. Welcome to our show, Galah show. As I promised, you're going to meet personally CORY PESATURO. Hi, CORY.
Hi, Lena. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Very good.
Wow, it's amazing. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, I know. To stay beside this amazing player, a lot of work. I would like to ask you, that you invest so much, how you play technically and artistically and everything. Who is your teachers?
Well, my teacher was actually Tullio Gasparini in Rhode Island, all Rhode Island teachers. He was very, very well-known accordion player many years ago, and he's still alive, and he still plays very well. He's, 91 years old. And then when he fully retired, I moved to his friend Lou Ludovico, also from Rhode Island, also still living and still plays. So
it's amazing, your teachers, it's still local, from the small state of Rhode Island.
From the small state, yeah.
It was amazing. How the first time you introduced the accordion, even you grew up in an Italian family?
Yeah, right. I mean, because my dad played. He used to play when he was young, many, many years ago, and then he quit from it and brought it back when I was about 9 and said, "Would you like to play?" So I said, "Okay, why not?" I didn't think anything of it. I always say, if I was 12 or 13 and he asked, I probably would have said, "No, I'm not playing accordion. I'm going to play drums or guitar." Guitar. I'm not going to play accordion. But I was 9, so I was young and dumb and said, "Okay, yeah, I'll play accordion." But
so it's good to obey your father.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about the Italian accordion, because most of the people have impression that accordion, it's Italian.
It's Italian.
Tell me a little bit more about this instrument. Yes, okay.
But yeah, the stigma with accordion is usually you're either playing Italian folk music or klezmer music. We even talked about polkas. It's always thought of as polkas because of the Lawrence Welk show and Myron Florin, who was actually a very good accordion player. But being on Lawrence Welk show, that kind of pigeonholed, I guess, the image of the accordion as being kind of the polka instrument. But trying to change that.
When I done my homework and Googling, on YouTube and see, you have a lot of competition. Can you tell to our viewers, how did it start, your first competition, maybe what is memorable, your competition?
Yeah. I started competitions about 1998 at the ATAM, which is in Massachusetts. It's kind of the New England Championship. And you did your age group, so I'd competed when I was 11 and 12 and such. And then you move on to the overall categories. And I kind of retired, quote unquote, from competition when I was 15 because I wanted to win the national championship. That was my goal, and I did that at 15.
So when this happened? It's national.
National. This is back, in 2003 or so.
2003.
Yeah, and I said, okay, I'm done with competition now. I'm going to go out and learn lots of songs and get gigs and start to make a career out of this. And the competitions recently, all the world championships happened. They all have their own story of why they happened and why I got back into competition. But they'll have long stories to go with them.
But it's still, the competition, it's a lot of work, a lot of preparation. And you was so young, how you put in your schedule, because I understand you're a young fellow, you grew up in America and a lot of temptations around in the school, responsibility and everything. What's your schedule in this time when you're preparing your competition?
Well, I mean, back then I didn't do too many gigs. I did probably more than the average for my age because I was always trying to learn more and more tunes, and I luckily was born with a good ear, so I could kind of learn songs just by hearing them after a while. But most of your time practicing was spent on those songs you were going to play at the competitions. I practiced about an hour a day and always was just playing the competition songs. That was basically your life. And it's almost too much with the accordion world that they're obsessed with competitions. Got to practice, got to practice. And I see this a lot in different instruments as well. They're
well,
worlds.
But look at this, what you accomplished. It's amazing.
Yeah. So.
Tell me a little bit more about this story about the White House.
Well, that came from a competition, actually.
Oh, really?
I had won a national championship in my age group when I was 12, just like, 12 years old. And my uncle had sent a VHS tape to the White House because they were accepting amateurs, and they liked it and called us up and wanted us to come down, and I hit it off with Bill Clinton, and we've been friends ever since then. So
Wow. So how
yeah.
your friendship? Little bit, tell us.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, you just send a card to each other for Christmas?
yeah, well, I send him a letter at least once a year, and he writes back every single time.
Aw.
And I know other people that know him, and it's the same story. He always writes back. He's very, very good about that. And I've met him about 11 times or so and played for him at different events.
Wow, it's amazing.
So
Wow.
he's a big lover of music and the arts in general. So.
Oh, wow. Praise God. Do you know, it's interesting, when you're young, what type of music you start to playing from the beginning when you was boy? You know, most of you know what is ethnical music?
I guess I always say it's like classical accordion music, which is very different from classical music. It's kind of tunes that they just sound correct on an accordion. They're very ethnic based, whether it is more Italian, whether it is more German and things like that. But they're tunes where you can't really categorize it other than accordion music. And that's, I guess, what I grew up, because that's what you were taught to do at competitions. But I was always trying to find other avenues to go to use. And I was always trying to play songs that people wanted to hear, and also tunes you wouldn't expect on the accordion. And now I've done a lot more of that now, but even back then I was starting to do that.
This is what, when I pay attention, when you move a little bit from the classical ethnical to the jazz, you know, you touch, you know, this different style. This is just because of you searching, or how you just, you know, because, you know, when you're preparing your repertoire, when you're preparing your gig and everything, you know, because of you searching, you try and experimental, or what?
Yeah, well, it's definitely...
Or this is matures.
it's a searching, and it's kind of, you know, it's always been a philosophy of mine to kind of change the image of the accordion, and to do that you have to show that the accordion can do everything, which, I mean, it can. It's not I'm doing anything new. The accordion is an absolutely amazing, ridiculous instrument. You can play anything. I play techno music on here, and I play old Italian Neapolitan music on it. You can do anything because you're able to play, you know, 12, 13 notes at the same time, and you have the bellows for the expression of the volume at every millisecond. You have control of it, and there's no instrument that can do that. Not to mention it's portable. So you can just go anywhere with it.
So, of course, you know, I would like to ask you, do you play classical music?
Yes, yeah.
So that was just kind of, okay, I have to cover this side too, or why?
Oh, no, I mean, like whenever anybody says, play your favorite tune, we're trying to figure out something I'm going to play, I say, well, what genre? Because I don't really have a favorite tune, but I don't have a favorite genre either. I guess I'm more known for jazz, and I certainly love jazz for many, many reasons. But, I mean, I love to play anything. We started with an old 1940s kind of French tune, so, you know, every genre has its own amazement about it.
Do you know, now, of course, you know, I can tell, you know, you're very well known because you're a wonderful player. You travel a lot overseas, like Germany, the French, Italy, correct?
Italy, yeah.
And Portugal. Tell me a little bit more, how your connections start, you know, going to overseas? Or these people doesn't want to hear you? Or this is kind of expand your career?
Today, because of the internet, things have become much easier. And, you know, as long as you put a lot of things on YouTube, as you know, that's how you did some of the research.
Yes.
You put a lot on YouTube. I mean, I haven't put out an album. I did with a trio I play with in Boston, but really my own album in like 7 years, because today it's mostly about getting things on YouTube so that when you talk to festivals and different people around the world, the first thing I say, well, let me see what you do.
Of course.
So you send them that. So it's easier to get to people around the world and show what you do. And there's not, you know, there's certainly not that many accordion players in America. There's a lot more in Europe, though. A lot of great players out in Europe, but the accordion never died exactly, especially in Scandinavia. It's always been very popular. But I found out recently Italy has kind of the same problem we do, where the accordion amongst the young generation, they don't really know, they don't play it, they listen to more of the same music that we do, so it's kind of a similar problem there. France, it's still very big, but country to country almost has its own history of popularity in the accordion.
So when you're going to Europe, you know, to different country, are you playing what the country want? You know, they're asking, or you want to bring something what you want.
Well, usually
to play?
when I do a concert, I'll start with things they would expect to hear, and, you know, get their respect and attention, and then I'll go off the deep end into completely other things. So, kind of show the different things the accordion can do, obviously, but what I can do in general.
Tell me about your education, because of course, besides your teachers, do you have some education? Music
Yeah,
education?
because after high school I went to New England Conservatory of Music in
okay.
Boston. Love Boston, big fan. And there's so many great musicians over there, and especially at New England Conservatory. And I collaborated with people at Berkeley. It's right down the street. We would jam with each other. I still do that. So it was a great atmosphere and just a great environment to flourish in as a musician. And I credit most of my ability, really, to everything I learned at NEC with the teachers there and the students in general.
So when you in New England Conservatory, did you feel looks like, you the total one, it's no supporters, because it's still accordion. I don't think, how many students, when you were studying over there,
Right, because there was no accordion teacher really either. You go there for music. A lot of people say, how did you go to college for accordion if there was no accordion teacher? Well, because when you go there, you're supposed to already be a master of your instrument. It's more getting better as a musician.
Okay.
Which is kind of one of my big philosophies in the accordion world, that too much of the accordion world, at least in this country, is obsessed with being a good accordionist, when that doesn't really matter. It's about being a good musician on the instrument that you play, which is just your voice.
Yes,
it doesn't matter. So I studied with trumpet players, I studied with drummers, I studied with piano players. Doesn't matter. They can all teach you different aspects that you need to become a complete musician, which takes 100 years about.
It's for sure. Every day it's to learn. Every day to learn.
But NEC loved the accordion. They're like, this is great. Where Berkeley were like, well, no, we don't have accordion. So I was like, oh, I got in there on clarinet. Had a great teacher, Joe Pompey, who a lot of people in Rhode Island and Massachusetts probably know. But I got into NEC on accordion, so I said, all right, I think I'm going to do this.
So how your recording career started? You have some recording, your CDs, DVD, because now it's everyone, beside the YouTube.
Right.
Back
in those days, we didn't have YouTube when I was 10, 12. So, yeah, I made a couple albums, actually well, my first album, I should say, was when I was about 12, just a solo album with some accordion stuff on it. And then I waited until I went to college and recorded with a couple of people that were teaching at NEC. And we did a jazz album and kind of an Italian-French album as well. And yeah, I've made DVDs over the years of different concerts.
Are you happy? How are you selling? You happy about this? How people have interest?
Yeah. It's it's kind of a whole grassroots effort to try to get the accordion popular, because still the mainstream media, the problem we're at is that it's still cool to dislike the accordion. We're getting closer to that 50% mark where we'll be cool, but we're not there yet. Because I've done America's Got Talent and played all this cool stuff, but they're still like, the accordion, they made fun of it. It's still cool to not like it. And unfortunately, people that watch, they still will just agree with whatever is given to them. And we're not quite at that point where it's overturned. But my generation loves the accordion when they hear it. And it's becoming more and more used in bands. Bruce Springsteen uses it. I was with the Dropkick Murphys actually recently at when the Red Sox won the World Series. They have an accordion there. I was talking to him. So it's being seen more. It just has got to be used in the right way.
So did you feel, you still have ambitions,
yeah.
Absolutely, because I understand.
It's a battle.
I truly believe, for you, even for your career, you will catch your goal, touch your goal more, what is the big band, and it definitely have a place for accordion. Something unique, because it's a unique instrument, and people doesn't know a lot about this instrument, that. Now you look at, you are part of it. Tell me a little bit about your personal life. Because, yes, okay, it's nice you're traveling and schmabbling, doing everything, and recording and gigging. What about your personal life, Because don't look at this, the guy.
Well, I mean, I have enough hobbies I could sell them, but a lot of people know I'm a big weather person, especially snowstorms and hurricanes is kind of my more expertise. I'm very big with racing, motor racing, Formula One, which is more popular actually in Russia than it is, and all around the world than it is in America. They're like, Formula One, what's that? That's where I'm going in Texas. I'm going to the Formula One race, but I've set up a couple of concerts down there to go with it. So yeah, lots of stuff, and being in Boston, that may be big on all the different sports in Boston. So and I try to collaborate with them. I was on the Red Sox album actually that they did last year. I was able to collaborate with them on that. So trying to mix my hobbies and my music career always together. I do music for Formula One on NBC. So the broadcast, you may hear some music that I'm recording right from the accordion, this accordion actually. So trying to mix my hobbies, but I do free. I don't ski or snowboard, but I free sled, which not many people really knows what that is. Lots of different hobbies in general.
Tell me a little bit more about your family, because I truly believe your parents so proud of you.
Yes, yeah.
Because absolutely, to invest it, to teach you, a little bit. Tell me about your parents.
Well, I mean, when people always ask where did the music gene come from, I don't know. My dad is an artist in terms of architecture. He was a builder, architect, all that. But the musical aspect, I don't know where it came from. My mom's parents know, or her brothers sisters know. My dad's brothers sisters know. His parents know. The only spot I can find any musical talent is my mom's dad's side of the family had brothers and sisters with really good ears. But that's the only place. I'm pretty much an Italian. My grandparents, very, very old-fashioned Italian, which I love. There's not too much of that. I feel like it's almost dying out. So came from a very Italian family and background.
Wow, it's wonderful. Do you know, we left, the 4 minutes I think it's left. Yeah, I would love to ask you to play more.
Yes.
Because I want to bring for our viewers such a wonderful, great treasure from such a small state, from the island state. Thank you so much, Cory.
Thank you.
Okay, let's play more.
Let's play more. All right, we'll do that.
Triple world champion in accordion competition, CORY PESATURO. Thank you so much for watching our Galah show. Please let us know how you like my guest. Goodbye.